but I got the parachute off, and I tried to hide the parachute as we've been told to do, so that the enemy couldn't locate us so easily. Well, in this case, that was unnecessary. The enemy already knew exactly where I was and how they were going to get me. So I walked a short distance to a road, probably not over maybe 100 yards, 150 yards to a country road, and I didn't have much idea of where I was going, but I went to the nearest farmhouse and stood at the back. I stood at the front porch. There was just 2 steps there up to the door, and I stood at the door, and I didn't knock. I just stood there. Thought I'd wait and see what happened. And in very, very short time, the door opened, and the farmer there waved me around toward the back of the house. And so I went there, and he said in Flemish, well, he was he was using gestures more than anything, because I didn't understand either French or Flemish, and I don't know which one he was speaking. But he was friendly. This was the main thing. And so there was a half a wooden barrel of water sitting by the pump at the back. This was the cow barn part of the house. And the barrel of water was very inviting, and he pointed to my hands and then pointed to the water. And so I stuck both hands down in the water, and some of the skin was slipping off my hands, and they were very badly burned. My face was burned. I splashed water on my face, and did that several times, and it had a very cooling effect on me. And so so I guess from what I know now, that was probably as good treatment as I could have given it. He went in. Then the farmer went in the house and then beckoned for me to come on in the back door. So we went in the house, and he had me sit at a dining table in the middle of the living room. His wife came, and they both looked at me and like they were wondering what they're going to do with me. And then I think they decided, as I had already decided pretty much, that there wasn't much they could do with me. And so within 5 minutes, there was a knock at the door, and a German soldier was there and he was holding a Luger pistol pointed in my direction. And he beckoned with the pistol to come this way with him. So I went. I was limping, and my hair was burned off. My hands skin was slipping on part of my hands. I was in quite a little pain, but that was the least of my worries at that point. So I went to the door with him, and the farmer opened the door. We walked out. There was a Volkswagen car there, and the co-pilot was already in the back seat. So the German soldier opened the door and motioned me to get in, and I got in, and the co-pilot was there. The German soldiers drove down the road a ways on a blacktop road, about a mile or two, and stopped at what appeared to be a first aid station. And he got out. They got out and went in, and had us come on in this first aid station. The pilot was laying on a stretcher on the floor, and he was conscious, and we kneeled down and spoke to him on the floor, and he indicated that they had given him some morphine, and his right leg was missing below the knee. Yeah, below the knee. Yeah, the foot and part of the upper leg. So they already had it bandaged up, and then the rest of us, the three of us, were held there at this first aid station for a short time, and then they took us on into Brussels to a intermediate, I suppose you'd call it a prison.